Well, welcome back to From the Pages, where we peel open wrestling's wildest past and let the vintage chaos roar to life. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Tell us your favorite star of this era, whether it's Bruno, Strongbow, or the Sheik himself, because this issue is a time capsule of bloodfire and bizarre self defense. Ads from the golden age of the wrestling magazine rack. We're diving straight into The Wrestler, January 1975. The one that dared to headline, "If Bruno and Strongbow can't take the title from the Valiants, who can?" We open with Stanley Weston's banner, when the publisher whose empire built wrestling's pulp mythology, and the first feature that always defined the landscape: official wrestling ratings. Across federations, from the Worldwide Wrestling Federation to the NWA and AWA, the titans of the mat line up in clean black type. Bruno Sammartino reigns supreme as the WWF champion, chased by Pedro Morales, Chief Jay Strongbow, Bobby Duncum, Andre the Giant, Kobayashi, Killer Kowalski, Gorilla Monsoon, Haystacks Calhoun, Tony Gurria, and Larry Zbyszko. The American Wrestling Association lists Vern Gagne on top, followed by Billy Robinson, The Crusher, Wahoo McDaniel, Ray Stevens, Ivan Putski, Nick Bockwinkel, Larry Hennig, Greg Gain, Chris Taylor, and Jim Brunzel. Over in the National Wrestling Alliance, Jack Briscoe rules the territories as champion, with Dory Funk Jr., The Sheik, Pampero Firpo, Terry Funk, Moondog Mayne, Jerry Lawler, Tim Woods, Buddy Colt, Harley Race, and Big John Quinn, forming a murderer's row beneath him. Tag teams dominate the next column. The Valiant Brothers hold the world belts, followed by Robinson and the Crusher, Rivera and Porkchop Cash, Bockwinkel and Stevens, Jerry Brown and Buddy Roberts, Goliath and Black Gordman, the Von Browners, Duke Savage and Crusher Kowalski, the Anderson Brothers, and the Blackjacks. And women's wrestling gets its own list, headed by the fabulous Moolah, with Betty Nicolay, Vicky Williams, Maria Laverne, Vivian Vachon, Sue Green, Joyce Grable, Rachel Dubois, Donna Cristanello, Peggy Patterson, and Sandy Parker in pursuit. The smallest athletes get their due as well. The midget division, led by Little Beaver, Lord Littlebrook, Sky Low Low, Billy the Kid, Little Bruiser, Little Brutus, Bobo Johnson, Little Tokyo, Frenchie Lamont, and Farmer Jerome. This was wrestling's living census, printed proof of who mattered, a pantheon set in type. Flip the page and we plunge into Here's What's Happening, Baby, written by Bill Apter with that excitable ringside reporter voice that defined the decade. Don Morocco, young and handsome, has captured the Georgia Heavyweight Championship, proudly vowing to keep it out of the hands of rule breakers like Buddy Colt and Big Bad John. Man Mountain, Mike has turned villain, teaming with Butcher Brannigan to win and then quickly lose the America's Tag Team titles to Rivera and Porkchop Cash. Now the former allies are at war, Mike calling Brannigan that tub of lard, while Brannigan vows destruction. The Grand Wizard, ever the mouthpiece of arrogance, claims his new protege Bobby Duncum will easily dethrone Bruno Sammartino. The piece captures the era's tone perfectly, half gossip, half prophecy. Then the scene cuts south. The Andersons and the Garvins collide in a violent family feud, each clan claiming supremacy. "We showed them who the better family is," James Garvin sneers, while Ole Anderson roars back, "Bull! We are wrestling's toughest family." In the same column, we learn that Billy Graham has invaded Japan, Killer Kowalski claims Bruno has never beaten him cleanly, and the news rolls on in a stream of exaggerated but thrilling updates. The magazine then shifts tone sharply, not to another feature, but to an ad avalanche. Every other page in 1975 promised transformation. The Muscle Fighter 4 plan offers free books that will build huge muscles instantly, even as the fine print reminds you that it actually takes months. Testimonials from Flushing, New York, and Toronto swear it works. The Universal Bodybuilding course brags that it can add 2 or 3 inches to your arms and 4 or 5 inches to your chest, while PowerX Isokinetics claims to be 390% better than isometrics. Between the muscle programs come lessons in killer kung fu, karate, and taekwondo, and the Black Dragon Fighting Society, complete with blood oaths and poison hand secrets taught by the notorious Count Dante. The ads are pure madness. Violent, breathless, promising to make you invincible for only a few dollars and a stamp to a post office box in Chicago. Then comes correspondence reports, dispatches from the regional hotbeds. In Alabama, Andre the Giant defeats Bobby Main and Charlie Fulton in a handicap match, flipping Fulton over the ropes as if he were made of feathers. Don Kent retains his Mid-America's belt over Don Green. Dennis Hall beats Sir Clements. Rufus R. Jones conquers Dr. Death, and the Fields brothers triumph in tag action. In Kansas, the interns, managed by Dr. Ken Ramey, keep their tag titles through disqualification against Pat O'Connor and Omar Atlas after a hidden foreign object attack that leaves Atlas bloodied and unconscious. The crowd shouts for justice while ring announcer Bill Kirsten protests, and every paragraph reads like a police blotter for squared circle crimes. The next section, Your Letters, captures the fans' voices and the raw emotion they brought to their favorites. Carmen Vanzetti from Boston praises the puzzle features and wants to see more then and now photo games. Ronald Desper of Portland insists Rachel Dubois should not wait to face Moolah, declaring she is champion now. Lana Fenton of St. Jean, Canada, writes in all sincerity that Rick Martel is the most beautiful man in the world. She describes crying if his face were ever cut, proving that wrestling fandom has always contained equal parts devotion and daydream. Reggie Samuels from Atlanta responds with venom against the Garvins, calling them cheating bullies who couldn't wrestle scientifically if they tried. The editorial pages, even then, thrived on love and hate in equal measure. The wonderful world of pen pals opens up like a time machine to an analog social network. Kids from all over the United States and beyond list their names, addresses, ages, hobbies, and favorite wrestlers, seeking friends who also love the sport. Lori Sargent of Hicksville, New York, likes bowling and Chief Strongbow. Sherry Murray Gann from Malaysia loves Bobo Brazil. Jeff Maximowski of Florida lists Paul Jones as his favorite. On and on the parade continues. Joey Sousa in Oregon, Leah Robinson in Kansas, Marta Gonzalez in New York, even 9-year-old Ferdine Trujillo of New Mexico, who adores Ricky Romero. There is a sweetness here that tempers all the blood and fire elsewhere. A portrait of a generation connecting by pen and paper over shared heroes. After the pen pals come the You Asked Us columns, a mix of genuine Q and A and promotional theater. Fans from all over the continent ask about pairings, grudges, and mysteries. Chief Jay Strongbow confirms that he has already teamed with Tony Gurria and Dean Ho against the Valiants. Haystacks Calhoun says he would love to team with Andre the Giant, but no promoter has offered. Buddy Rogers' legacy resurfaces as fans ask whom he beat for the NWA title. Pat O'Connor, of course. Vern Gahn declares his plan to keep defending the AWA title and retire undefeated when I'm ready to call it quits. John Tolos rants that he is not washed up, shouting, "I still wrestle often." Sammartino got a hometown decision. The tone is half carnival, half confessional, each answer written as if spoken directly to a cheering arena. Then comes the showpiece headline of the issue. Sheik Burns referee Red Shoes Dugan. This time he's gone too far. A full-color horror story told through Theo Ehret's photographs. It begins with Dugan shrieking in agony after the Sheik hurls fire into his face. Pampero Firpo rushes to help as the Sheik flees to the back. Dr. Bernhard Schwartz treats the referee's burns, describing the danger of shock and the possibility of permanent scars. You can never tell, he warns, but you can always tell with the Sheik. He'll always try to do something worse. The story treats the Sheik like a real terrorist, a madman beyond punishment. It ends on a grim note. No one in wrestling is safe when the Sheik is near. From there, the magazine rolls through the rest of its features as promised by the table of contents. Even Andre the Giant can't escape Buddy Colt's savagery. I'll tear her heart out. And Peggy Patterson almost carried out her threat mystery of the loaded glove if Bruno and Strongbow can't take the title from the Valiants, who can. When Maniacs Collide, does Dory Funk Jr. have Lord Al Hayes psyched out? Even Japan's wild about Billy Robinson. When the crowd wanted Jim Dillon strung up, could you love Mike McCord? After what he's done and the wrestler who was happy, he was disqualified. Each article follows the magazine's house style. Pulp morality tales told through blood, sweat, and suspicion. Heroes like Bruno are stoic paragons. Villains like Buddy Colt and the Sheik are treated as barely human. Every feature blurs the line between sport and melodrama, yet the writing makes you believe every word. The back pages bring it home. Subscription ads offering both The Wrestler and Inside Wrestling for $16 a year. Back issue order forms for $1 each, and the ever-present promises of bodybuilding glory. Add 2 or 3 inches to your arms. Become dynamite. Mail today. Even as the magazine sells the fantasy of physical power, its photojournalism sells the myth of moral struggle. Good men, bad men, blood, and redemption. As the issue closes, the final impression is pure time travel. The Wrestler of January 1975 captures the business as a traveling sideshow on the cusp of change. Still territorial, still raw, but already mythic. Bruno Sammartino stands like a marble statue of virtue. The Sheik burns his enemies and a referee. The Garvins taunt the Andersons. Fans mail letters by hand and trade photos in envelopes. It was an era before irony when everything printed on the page was gospel. And that's going to do it for this trip through time. From the pages of The Wrestler, January 1975. If you felt the fire of nostalgia, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Tell us who your favorite was, what ad shocked you most, or which story burned brightest. This has been From the Pages, where wrestling history lives again. I dig that.